One Zambia, one nation, and welcome to Zanis News. We look at the top stories in the news. President Hichilema hails Zambia-British relations. Zambia records increase in non-traditional exports. RDA invests 2 billion kwacha on Shikabeta Bridge. Plasma allowance in Zambia mourn Vice President Saulos Chilima, who died in a plane crash. Well, with the main news in detail, my name is Margaret Kangwa and my sign language interpreter is John Chulu. Now, President Hakainde Hichilema has held the Zambia-British relations, saying the UK has been a key partner to Zambia in times of need. The head of state says Zambia and the UK enjoys a broad and deep friendship based on the two countries' shared goals in areas such as mutual prosperity, global health security, education and climate change. President Hichilema said this when outgoing British ambassador to Zambia, Nicholas Woolley, called on him at State House to bid farewell as his tour of duty comes to an end. More in this report.
There is no doubt that Zambia and the British government have for many years enjoyed uninterrupted friendship based on the two countries' shared goals in areas such as mutual prosperity, global health security, education and climate change. The two countries have since pledged to continue bettering these relations for generations to come. In 2019, the British government deployed Mr. Nicholas Woolley as its High Commissioner to Zambia. However, his tour of duty in the country has come to an end and has since bid farewell to President Hakainde Hichilema and through him the people of Zambia.
We're a very broad partnership, Mr. President, where our teams have worked closely to support the delivery, for example, of the debt restructure that your government has succeeded in moving forward so that Zambia is again on a sustainable economic path to development. The reforms that underpin this have been and continue to be crucial for supporting greater sustainability in the economy and, of course, for increasing trade and investment flows.
President Hakainde Hichilema used the occasion to inform the nation that the government has approved the open access policy on electricity and energy to spur private investment in the energy sector.
We want to continue raising this two-tier anchor for us of our foreign policy, peace, security, stability for development, economic and social development. Therefore, investments, trade becomes important. The initiatives that we ran together, Green Growth Compact, which are bearing fruit now. In the private conversation I did mention to you, and I would like to mention it here, that yesterday in this room, it's a cabinet room, we approved the open access policy on electricity, on energy, which really will now give more, if you like, opportunities for private investors in the energy sector. Independent power producers, trading, doesn't matter where your customers are. You may generate in that corner, you sell in that corner or outside the country. This is novel for this country. It's not been there. But through your efforts, through that recognition that we need to bottom up the economy, to create opportunities for our people, jobs, business, transactions as it were.
The President has meanwhile held the Zambia-British relations, since the UK has been a key partner to Zambia in times of need. In Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation Minister Mlambo Haimbe assured Mr. Woolley that his ministry has put in place a mechanism to ensure a smooth transition from him to the next envoy that will replace him.
We will put in place and have already put in place the mechanisms to ensure that smooth transition. Our teams will continue to be engaged, as they have always been, so that all the work that has been put in can only grow from where you would have left it. We also want to state, Mr. President, Your Excellency, that as a ministry we are poised to continuing the efforts towards deepening the relations between our two countries.
Nkala Chima, reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
And now President Hakainde Hichilema says government is ready to support companies that are ready to invest in Zambia. President Hichilema said this in a pre-recorded video during the Zambia Impact Capital Africa event held in Lusaka today. And speaking at the same event, Impact Capital Africa Zambia lead Jeffrey Shediga says the organization is working towards building bridges between impact investors and Zambia enterprises. Shalon Walia has more in this report.
Government has continued to demonstrate their strong commitment to expand Zambia's investment portfolio through the introduction of reforms to create a more conducive environment for both local and foreign investors. To support this ambition, Impact Central Africa has organized a two-day event that has attracted investors from both local and international spheres eager to explore opportunities in Zambia's promising market.
To the technology market for enhanced connectivity and markets. Together, we are generating investments that not only bring about some returns, but also a lasting economic and social impact.
You meet entrepreneurs, you'll see new businesses today. Some of them are already on this journey, others are only just starting this journey. But by providing a platform during this event, we try to expose both the entrepreneurs to investors and other support to help them grow their business, and the investors and the support programs to these exciting business models that are really making an impact and change in Zambia.
Government is also committed to enhance capitalization for local entrepreneurs. The Finnish government and local investors have expressed commitment to support local entrepreneurs.
Finland is actively looking at Zambia and the region for further investment opportunities, with their investment tickets sweet spot being around 3 to 5 billion euros.
Through these and other agencies, Prospero facilitated an excess of just shy of 50 million British pounds for Zambian businesses last year. We would like to do more, and I think the previous speakers have articulated very well in terms of how we look forward to harnessing more opportunities.
Such events are a catalyst for forging real connections that will lead to the much-needed and impactful investments for sustainable growth in Zambia. Sharon Walia reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
And our Malawi Vice President Saulos Chilima and 9 others have died in a plane crash, according to the official communication from Cabinet Office of Malawi made available to the Malawi Broadcasting Corporation and monitored by the Zambian News and Information Services. In Lusaka, the military plane crashed in Chikangawa Forest, a densely vegetated area known for its challenging terrain. And Malawian authorities have attributed the tragic plane crash to the bad weather. The plane carrying 51-year-old Vice President Chilima left the Southern African nation's capital, Lilongwe, at 09:17 hours on Monday local time, but disappeared from radar and failed to land as scheduled after 45 minutes at Muzuzu International Airport in the northern part of the country. The late Dr. Chilima has been described as a dedicated public servant and champion of economic development. And born on February 12, 1973, in Cheu, Malawi, Chilima leaves behind a legacy of tireless efforts to improve the lives of Malawans. Dr. Chilima's political career spans over a decade, serving as vice president from 2014 to 2019 and again from 2020 until his untimely passing. He also held various portfolios, including Minister of Economic Planning and Development and Head of Public Sector's Reforms. And now from Chipata, the death of Malawian Vice President Saulos Chilima and 9 others in a plane crash has been received with shock by Malawians living in Zambia. Malawi and Zambia share a lot of commonalities, which includes language and culture. Both countries also share a long international boundary, which covers over 5 districts in the eastern part of the country. More in the following report by Abigail Kashweka.
Malawi and Zambia share a long international boundary covering about 5 districts on the Zambian side, and the people of the 2 countries are somewhat ethnically interrelated, as only the official boundary separates them. This is why the news of the death of that country's vice president, Saulos Chilima, and 9 others in a plane crash has shaken both Malawians and Zambians in Chipata. Zanis News caught up with some Malawian business people in Chipata.
Zongo bempirira kuti anthu kubezeka ndithu abezekeyamu khalira pa mbali ya malonda aso sizakhaso bwino zakhala nditulira ndithu vice president wathu nonse ndisokunyirira ndithu sitimvera bwino ndifolira ndithu.
Some Zambians in Chipata are equally touched by the demise of the Malawian vice president in an ill-fated aircraft which crashed, killing all on board.
Tamvera kuti vice president wamwalira chakhala chotikuza pamene chatikuza ife nisodandaula ndiponso timangopereka chipepeso kuti anzathu kuti anthu amene amwalira mulungu abalandire bwino ndiponso ino anzathu musakhala olira kwambiri mungolirira kwa Yehova mulungu wanu.
Ine namverera zimene chitika kwa anzathu kalangata neba amene timakhalirana so ili vachisoni.
Cross-border trade is also anticipated to be affected during this period of mourning.
The Chamber of Commerce in Eastern Province, we do appreciate the role that the government of Malawi through its various agencies, its various ministries, in terms of facilitating business. So with a development like this one, it means that definitely the conduct of business in the next few weeks or months will be affected.
Abigail Kashweka reporting for Zanis in Chipata district.
Now in other news, Katete district of Eastern Province has continued to record high number of teen pregnancies, with the numbers standing at 142 cases in the first quarter of 2024. Giving a presentation during a child protection quarterly meeting, District Guidance and Counseling Coordinator in the Ministry of Education, Eunice Piri, says the cases were recorded among school-going children. More in this report.
Katete district in Eastern Province has continued to record high numbers of teen pregnancies, especially among school-going children. District Guidance and Counseling Coordinator under the Ministry of Education, Eunice Piri, disclosed this during a District Child Protection Committee quarterly meeting.
As a district, we are still recording high numbers of pregnancies. And the first quarter, we had recorded 142 pregnancies. And from those pregnancies, only 5 pregnancies were school boys,
where the school boys were responsible, meaning that 147 it's alcohol.
And to make matters worse, the district has also been recording high numbers of sexually transmitted infections among children.
The age disaggregation for STIs was rising in the under 14. Then the other age group that was also rising was from 15 to 24. But it was difficult to isolate the 10 to 19 because of the way that data is captured in the district DHIS2. But in this meeting, I can safely say to say there has been an increase of adolescent cases of STIs. But from quarter 2 and quarter 3 of 2023, the facilities that had recorded high cases were Katetea and Chiboya. Then when we inquired from Chiboya, it came out that Chisari had recorded high cases of STIs.
Hope Walia, Katete District, Eastern Province.
Meanwhile, First Lady Mutinta Hichilema has called for increased stakeholders' collaboration among community structures at grassroots level in curbing child marriages. And speaking in Kazungula district when she officiated at a campaign to end child marriages, Mrs. Hichilema also called on parents in the district to take advantage of government policies such as the free education policy in heightening school enrollments in a bid to curb the vice. And Queen Mukuni of Kazungula district has urged stakeholders to prioritize moral development of adolescents as a measure of curbing early marriages. Details in this report.
About 42% of girls in Zambia are married off before they turn 18 years old, whilst 16,000 adolescents become teenage mothers by the time they turn 17 years old. This has necessitated action by the First Lady Mutinta Hichilema, who was in Kazungula district, to heighten sensitization against child marriage.
Child marriage has a negative effect on our boys and girls and is therefore a matter of serious concern to all of us. We have purposely chosen Kazungula as our third district to raise the awareness against child marriage. Kazungula district is a hot spot in Southern Province in terms of early marriage and early pregnancy. It is worth noting that advocacy in ending child marriage requires a grassroots approach. I therefore appeal to community leaders and elders holding significant influence in society to take a united stance against child marriage.
Various government agencies have highlighted measures being implemented to end child marriages.
The division will not take lightly anyone found wanting and will use all efforts to ensure that all the cultural and practices that are being perpetrated to the children and all those involved are brought to book.
The lack of sanitary towels and private sanitary facilities to maintain hygiene during menstruation contributes to high absenteeism, resulting in school dropout and potentially leading to child marriages. The ministry, under the Keeping Girls in School initiative, will next week commence the distribution of sanitary towels targeting 80,000 KGS beneficiary girls.
As a province, we are happy that you have joined us in the fight against early marriages, child marriages, and teenage pregnancies. And with the support of their Royal Highnesses, Madam First Lady, we want to believe that we will conquer this vice of child marriages.
The traditional leadership is equally resolved to curb this vice.
To our local leaders, we ask that when we have defilement or we have men that impregnate children aged below 18, we are supposed to report all these cases to the respective offices and not to conceal such vices.
The First Lady also made a donation of assorted items to various public institutions in Kazungula District. Liseli Simusole, Zanis, in Kazungula District, Southern Province.
We now take our first break. Stay tuned for more stories, including business news.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. Now, Minister of Mines and Minerals Development Paul Kabuswe says the process of Vendetta taking over Konkolakupa mines has progressed. Mr. Kabuswe said after reviewing the relationship between government and Vendetta, steps are also being taken to reinstate the board at KCM for effective operations. The minister was speaking this morning at his office when he met an Indian delegation led by Indian High Commissioner Ashok Kumar. He further said the various memoranda that government signs are focused on economic construction that benefit the people. And Mr. Kumar says the Indian Geological Survey Department is ready to offer support to Zambia's geologists and geoscientists to be trained in India. He said Indian companies are also considering to invest in Zambia's coal, manganese and the battery manufacturing sectors.
Offering their support for Zambia's geologists, geoscientists, technical people to be trained. So that is our open offer to train the geoscientists of Zambia. Again, our companies are also offering their support for the Zambia's development in the mining sector and looking forward some proposals from Zambia where they can consider investing, including like the coal sector. We have a coal India. We are looking for manganese sector. We have a manganese ore India Limited. So we have NDC, National Mineral Development Corporation. We have the private sector, the big companies of Cola is here, which is in the batteries and scooters. They make quite big company. So I'm just giving you just a brief idea from our side that we are keen on investing in Zambia and also taking forward the relationship with the government of Zambia.
We want to work with you. We know you have various expertise. Our Zambian nationals do have the expertise that we work together and move our economies forward. Even as we relate with one another in terms of developing MOUs, our focus is how does this translate to help the two peoples, the peoples of India and the peoples of Zambia, to help develop the social, status of our people. That is key. Whatever relationships, whatever MOUs we are signing, the focus is economic reconstruction for both countries, which must lead to social impact for our people, a positive social impact, so that our people can benefit from their resources.
Now, Zambia has recorded an increase in non-traditional exports from 3.5 billion United States dollars in 2022 to 4.3 billion United States dollars in 2023, representing a 20.2%. Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry Chipo Kamulenga has attributed the increase in non-traditional exports to the interventions undertaken by the government aimed at transforming the economy from a net importer of finished products to a net exporter of value-added products. The minister said this in a speech read for him by the Ministry of Commerce Permanent Secretary Lillian Walia during the 2023 Zambia Development Agency Export Survey Report. Audrey Kalenga now reports.
Zambia has recorded an increase in non-traditional exports such as sugar, coltan, coffee and tobacco, among others. The increase has been significant over the years, with main export partners being Switzerland, China, and South Africa. Other countries include Zimbabwe and the Democratic Republic of Congo. This growth is attributed to the diversification of the country's agriculture sector, which has expanded beyond traditional crops. Government has also implemented policies to support the growth of these sectors. One such policy is the approval of the first consignment of Zambian-grown avocados for export to the European Union in April 2022. According to the 2023 Export Survey report, Zambia's non-traditional export earnings have increased by 20% to $4.3 billion United States dollars in 2023.
The government has targeted to increase the share of non-traditional exports to an annual average of 30% to total exports. I'm happy to note that efforts by government are yielding dividends, as evidenced by the increase in non-traditional exports from $3.5 billion US dollars in 2022 to $4.3 billion in 2023. This represents an increase of 20.2%. The share of NTs to total export in 2023 stood at 40.6%, signifying an overachievement against the 8th National Development Plan target.
Zambia Development Agency Board Chairperson Biemba Maliti also disclosed that the agency in 2023 linked 28 exporters from various sectors to export markets from agro-processing, chemical and manufacturing industries.
The agency linked 283 exporters from various sectors of our economy to export markets. From these linkages, 98.3 million US dollars worth of export leads and 3.7 million US dollars as confirmed orders were recorded, mainly from the following: agro-processing, chemicals and manufacturing sectors.
Meanwhile, ZDA Director Corporate Strategy Innocent Melu also highlighted more on the findings and recommendations of the survey, among them government to eliminate bureaucratic procedure in obtaining export permits.
We are producing at full capacity. We are from sectors including primary agriculture, non-metallic minerals, animal products, leather products, electricity, and other manufacturers. And then the significant factors that impacted negatively production capacity included the supply of raw materials, insufficient skilled labor, and policy-related issues.
In a vote of thanks, Uchiwami Chief Executive Officer Harry Malichi praised his organization's partnership with ZDA for export market linkages.
In 2018, we only had 2 employees, but today, as we stand, because of the deliberate collaboration and partnership between these institutions like ZDA and Uchiwami, we now have about 22 employees that we have created.
Audrey Kalenga for Zanis in Lusaka.
Now, Chadiza District Commissioner Malan Zimba says government is aware of the challenges that farmers are facing and is working to address them. He said this following complaints from some farmers for inadequate farm produce due to the dry spell experienced in the country. Here are the details.
Chadiza District has successfully held its district agriculture show with hundreds of people taking part. The farmers took time to showcase a variety of sustainable foods.
malima vafudi omasoma gwisa soku wantu tandiza na nditu ngati napeza nacho mzanga amene alipeza kudya azipeza kutandiza vafudi ngati mvula ya lokwabwino ndalama imene makana nayo ni 15,000 mulingani kalima zosiyana mbewu kusoya pesa kwa ndalama kuchimanga pesa kwa ndalama zipeza kudya.
Due to economic challenges, business is not as usual.
nechapa kutamseni watu positive kaba kupikisana hali na malimito kumaso business bankalukula kumakulingana n'isi za kutira sindi kuti malonda yose lwenda mamene amaendera zaka zonse tambaga kosi ntakanywe.
Earlier, government appreciated the efforts of farmers despite the many challenges.
A lot of effort has been put into organizing this show, as you can see by the large number of exhibitors, the businesses, and everyone present. Today we have over 40 exhibitors, which is a very large number for a district show.
Farming is increasingly becoming a risk venture, as the rains also they are increasingly becoming scarce. I want to thank the District Agriculture Show Society and also the Ministry of Agriculture, which is led by our District Agriculture Coordinator, for bringing us together for this important event. This is to allow us to learn better farming practices in our district.
Juba Zulu, Zanis, Chadiza District, Eastern Province.
Now, the German Cooperation Zambia has described the implementation of the Food and Nutrition Security Enhanced Resilience FRANSA project in Kawambwa district in Luapula province as successful. And GIZ FRANSA project's Luapula province senior advisor Patrick Kolala says there has been enhanced collaboration with stakeholders in promoting good nutrition, hygiene and sanitation in the communities. Lewis Changwe has more in this report.
The Food and Nutrition Security Enhanced Resilience FANSA project being implemented by the German Corporation in Kawambwa district in Luapula province will phase out in August this year. In order to sustain the successes scored by the project so far, the district health office has put up a number of measures.
In terms of sustainability, we started early enough. In 2023, we had to have transition meetings with our stakeholders as well as our partners to see to it that we sustain our gains. So our appeal to our beneficiaries is that this is for our own well-being, and these are good practices that we've really gained from the project. It does not just end there. We need to continue sustaining the good gains and the good practices.
The project is being implemented by the German Corporation through the supporting partners.
The project has been well accepted in our communities. We've noted people constructing toilets, people practicing hand washing, people digging refuse pits and also dish racks. So for us, that is a plus because we know that the interventions are being well accepted in the community.
Yeah, visiting the communities, I'm so proud actually of what the volunteers have achieved. There's so much knowledge they have gained and also spread amongst their vicinity and their communities and their households. And I'm really hoping that they keep this good spirit up and keep transmitting the lessons on nutrition and wash and basically improving the welfare of their communities by helping their fellow neighbors with their knowledge on nutrition and wash.
The project has a positive impact on members of the community.
Kwela bonse mwe bakalamba ndaba watotera mwe beshire mwe babukubumi ukutira ekintu mwaleta kuno nakimpere nsansa mukyalo mwandi namalwele ya kupolomia kwati kuno kumwandi yalipita.
Lewis Changwe, Zanis, Kawambwa, Luapula province.
Now, Kasama District Commissioner Annie Paul has commended government for initiating programs aimed at supporting the less privileged in society, and especially those who were affected by climate change during the 2023 to 2024 farming season. Mrs. Paul says government has put up a number of interventions to mitigate the impact of climate change. She said this when she addressed a team of social protection Joint Annual Review members. Let's get the details in this report.
Climate change has continued to negatively impact the lives of many citizens across the country. This is why the government, working with its partners, has started implementing various social protection programs aimed at mitigating the challenges people face as a result of disasters caused by climate change. A team of experts on social protection, led by Loichi Hinga, is in Kasama to collect information on how best the country can respond to disasters.
Our responses will help us to come up with strengthened interventions or change some interventions that we think are not working for us and come up with the better ones to help our people.
The team had an engagement meeting with the Kasama District Development Coordinating Committee, where the District Commissioner, Annie Paul, also used the occasion to urge members to submit information which will highlight the challenges people in the area are facing.
The drought situation has pushed poverty levels further upwards and increased vulnerability. We are all aware about the effects of drought at household level. I understand that officers at district level are key in determining the needs of the people in the districts because you are aware of what is existing on the ground.
The district commissioner also highlighted some of the government's interventions during emergency in the area.
The government, through the office of the Republican Vice President, has initiated the distribution of relief maize. The government, through the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, has decided to increase the cash load under social cash transfer.
Reporting for Zanis in Kasama District, I'm Jafet Munkondia.
And in Luapula Province, government has launched the relief maize distribution in Chipili District, Luapula Province. The distribution of the relief aid is being undertaken in response to the 2023 Vulnerability Assessment Report.
In order to alleviate the hunger situation that the people of Chipili District face, following the revelation from the 2023 Vulnerability Assessment, government has launched a maize distribution program to vulnerable households in the district. Chipili District Commissioner Wendy Chapewa has witnessed the distribution of over 2,350 kg bags of maize.
So amataba tupokelele mu Chipili is 2,380 bags of maize meal. Yalaba distributed district yonse. Kuno kumkwani and kwa mwenda kulikumunganga nama wadzonsa ya shala bonse twala senda kwa ini. So abantu naba facing ama challenges aya pusana. Echo bakateka balolesha tkanshi na twafuilishe kwa abantu muri inshila. So aya mataba balatipela twapapata ngoba fyashibese. Kwali baba kwataka attendance kakushitisha efyakulya. Tekushitisha. Ngamlefu efya kushisha twapapata lekeni tupele kwa balefu okulya. Aini.
This 80% food for work is work to do by the community. That is community engagement. This is to respond to disaster resiliency and to strengthen resilience in the community.
The relief food program has been welcomed by community leaders and residents who have expressed gratitude for the government's timely intervention. The district commissioner has also officiated at the Mukanga Block Show, where she encouraged farmers to adopt climate-smart agriculture if they are to alleviate poverty in the district.
I, in this regard, also urge you to embrace conservation agriculture or conservation farming, which stands as a practicable and sustainable way of farming in that it conserves the natural resources such as water and soil, resulting in improved and sustainable productivity, increase the profits and food security while preserving the environment.
And we're reporting for Zanis News in Chipili District in Luapula Province.
Now, one of the stories making headlines in our news, the Road Development Agency RDA has completed working on the embankment on the Mweteshi Bridge along the Shikabeta Road. The agency has also replaced culverts on several streams on the same road at a cost of over 2 million kwacha. Remfunsa District Commissioner Richard Mawina, who inspected the works, expressed happiness at the quick response by RDA. Details in this report.
The deplorable state of bridges along the Shikabeta Road has been a source of concern for the chiefdom and the district administration, especially during the rain season. The deplorable state of the bridges have also been a threat to the chiefdom of being cut off from the rest of the district. But this will no longer be the case as the Roads Development Agency has finished the works on the bridges. Rufunsa District Commissioner has inspected the works and is happy with the development that has been done at a cost of over 2 million kwacha.
I thank the RDA who came and assessed the works here, and they've done a good job so that this embankment which has been done here to prevent the washing away of the road, and this was a dangerous point whereby we thought maybe Shikabeta was going to be cut off. The culverts along the same road has been repressed, and the works are wonderful, and this is the way to go. RDA have spent almost close to 2.9 million kwacha to do the same works of repressing the culverts and also this embankment which has been done.
Mr. Mabena has also disclosed that government, with support from the World Bank, will start working on the Shikabeta Road to improve its state.
But also I should mention that the World Bank is coming to take over this road, and they are going to do the work for next 3 years, up to 5 years, because they will be maintaining the road.
Meanwhile, residents of Chakufola in Mpansha Chiefdom have explained the challenges they are facing on the bridges.
Bridge vichitengere na kanshita ndiye mabridge yemenetiri nayo vuto kuno. So yankala ni 3 years now mabridge haya tilibe tikafuna kupita ngati ni motoka kutenga ambulance huku ni shifunika yazungunuka endo pita kulufunsa district ndiye kubwera kuti unyamuke uyende ku hospital. Tenga ambulance huku ni shifunika yazungunuka endo pita kulufunsa.
Rufunsa District Commissioner Richard Mabena, who inspected one of the bridges in the area, has appealed to RDA and the council to consider working on the bridges that have been abandoned by the contractor.
And the contractor would not do the work, and this time I'm appealing should be worked on in-house together with the council and the RDA, so that at least we can have this road connecting to Mpansha, the shortest road, than using the greatest road.
Musekiwa Ntembe reporting for Zanis in Rufunsa district of Lusaka province.
Let us take our second break. Stay tuned for more news.
How I Made It is a program that delves into the many success stories of different people from all walks of life. Watch How I Made It on Zanis TV every Thursday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, channel 6 DTT, and channel 458 DTH.
We continue with the news. Now, the local authorities, who are the custodians of provision of services, have spread the scope of services offered following the devolution of functions from government line ministries. Government has since embarked on a nationwide training of mayors, council chairpersons, town clerks, district commissioners, and district administrative officers to ensure coordination and harmony between central government and the local authority. Ethel Chanda filed in this report.
Government, through the Cabinet Office, has embarked on a nationwide training of central government and local government employees to ensure that there is coordination and transparency in the implementation of public services in light of the devolution of functions to local authorities. This time around, a team from Cabinet Office is in Pika District, where the training from Chinga Province is being undertaken. Provincial Permanent Secretary Henry Mukungule, who graced the opening of the training, explains the impact of the devolution process in an interview with Zanis.
What is great is that government has actually sent matching resources to actualize this devolution. And what we have seen in almost all districts, there is something that is taking place, some construction of some sort, that has actually come out as a result of people choosing that which is their biggest problem in that area.
The Permanent Secretary further highlighted how the resources that have devolved with the functions to local authorities have impacted service delivery.
With the coming of CDF, then the communities are able to choose to say we are lacking classroom blocks, let us put up a classroom block, and then our children are sitting on the floor, let us buy this. And that has been done, we have seen it in our communities.
Participants in the training have also added their voice to the devolution process and the training.
Devolution and decentralization speak to the needs of communities. So I'll be failing in my duties not to thank government for actualizing this devolution and decentralization.
What we need, I think, from this training is the concept of branding. How do we brand ourselves differently now?
Ethel Chanda for Zanis in Impika.
Now, the construction of Kapembe Health Post in Chama district of Eastern Province at a total cost of over 841,000 kwacha is progressing. Chama District Commissioner Yobe Ngoma has disclosed that the project is under the Constituency Development Fund 2024 allocations. Let's get the details.
The construction of Kapembe Health Post in Chama District of Eastern Province is underway. Chama District Commissioner is optimistic that the contractor will finish the works within the stipulated time frame.
We are at Kapembe Health Post just to check on the works, and so far there's progress, and we expect that the contractor will finish the works on time. And so far in this ward, CDF are building this health post as well as the 1x3 classroom block. And we expect that the people of Kapembe ward or Kapembe area will now start reaping the benefits from CDF. And this area, it has a lot of people. And once this project is done, it will help a lot of people in Kapembe area. And so far, looking at the faces of Kapembe people, they are happy to see this construction, and so far so good. We appreciate what the government is doing under the able leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema. I think we are on course. Things are happening in Chama. Thank you.
And the district works supervisor is confident that the work output will be top-notch.
We are here at Kapembe, where the local government is constructing a health facility, which will come with the antenatal section and also the PD section, and it will have all the facilities that are needed inside, like water, toilets, and other things that will help the community here. So far, the project is on substructure. Very soon, the contractor will start working on the superstructure. So far, the works are okay, which have been done by the contractor. We just expect that the works that will be done on the superstructure will be top-notch. Yeah, so this is where we are. We can say so far the percentage or the completion rate is at below 10%.
Harriet Chilufia for Zanis in Chama District of Eastern Province.
More in the news, the local authority in Kafue district has disbursed about 7.3 million kwacha as loans and grants to 119 beneficiaries, who includes companies, clubs and cooperatives in Kafue district of Lusaka province. Other items handed over also included road equipment procured at a cost of over 4.5 million using Constituency Development Fund. Details in this report.
Kafue Member of Parliament Miriam Chonya has handed over 7.3 million to 119 beneficiaries as grants and loans from the 2024 CDF allocation. The lawmaker also handed over road equipment comprising of a water bowser and a roller compactor, procured at the total cost of about 4.5 million under the 2023 Constituency Development Fund. Speaking at the handover ceremony, Ms. Chonya noted that the local authority has in the last 3 years disbursed about 17.3 million kwacha as loans and grants to clubs and cooperatives in the district.
Another important part of today's handover ceremony is the awarding of successful applicants for grants and loans under the CDF empowerment component for the 2024 budget. This initiative is a testament to the UPND's government commitment to fostering growth, innovation, and prosperity among our people. By increasing CDF and making these resources available since 2022, after the UPND government came into power, it means that indeed we are walking the talk.
Lusaka Province Senior Local Government Officer Joshua Nkole encouraged the beneficiaries of the grant to effectively utilize the funds.
So we encourage all the beneficiaries who are here to use this fund for the benefit of the community and for those on loans, as mentioned earlier, to pay back so that others can take advantage as well. These funds will empower local businesses, support innovative projects, and provide opportunities for growth and development, for fostering entrepreneurship and support small and medium-sized enterprises.
Meanwhile, the beneficiaries are happy with the empowerment. Reporting, I'm Nampiri.
And our Ministry of Information and Media Director spokesperson Henry Kapata has urged beneficiaries of agriculture equipment in Sikongo district in Western Province to use the equipment, which is worth over 440,000 kwacha for the intended purpose. Mr. Kapata says the agriculture equipment procured by the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services is meant to alleviate hunger at household level. He told Zanis in an interview that the equipment procured includes 103 oxen plows, 13 domestic hammer mills for maize and rice, 5 ox-drawn harrows, 15 backpack sprayers, and 2 Trado pumps. Mr. Kapata said the beneficiaries will also be given 200 kwacha each. He says the government will continue investing in agriculture in order for the country to be food secure.
Government through the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services has procured and handed over equipment worth over 400,000 kwacha to Singogo district in Western Province. This particular program obviously will promote a sustainable food security and household level in Singogo. And so the beneficiaries will still have to get about 200,000 kwacha each. Now this is what government expects. Upon distribution of all this equipment, there must be serious accountability on the utilization of this equipment that has been donated. As we get closer in monitoring what is happening, government will send inspectors.
Now, a non-government organization, Port Tembo Foundation, in collaboration with Zanako and Nalolo Member of Parliament, Imanga Wamunima, has donated 273 school shoes and other assorted school items to Makwibi Primary School in Nalolo District in Western Province, valued at 87,200 kwacha. And receiving the donation on behalf of the school, a representative from the Office of the District Education Board Secretary, Mubiana, thanked the partners for the donation, saying it will add value to the learners' education. More in the following report.
Jubilation and joy filled the hearts of learners and parents as the Port Tembo Foundation, in partnership with Zanako and Nalolo Member of Parliament Imangawa Mnyima donated 273 shoes and other school items to learners at Makwibi Primary School in Nalolo District. Speaking on behalf of the Paul Tembo Foundation, Paul Tembo said the donation aims to motivate pupils to have a positive perspective of school.
The Bible, in the book of Proverbs 31, verse 8, tells us to speak for the voiceless, to speak for those that are afraid, to speak for the widows, and to speak for the orphans. We as a foundation are here to complement the efforts of our lawmakers and leaders alike in championing free education and infrastructure. Education will bring long-lasting solutions and innovations to address problems and improve various sectors.
Receiving the donation on behalf of the school, both Nalolo Deb's representative, Mubyana, and one of the parents, Kandumbwe Kapenda, extended gratitude to the donors.
I am confident the beneficiaries of this donation will enjoy their education and will be reminded of their hope and their possibility of a better future.
I thank the area member of parliament for bringing these donors, and I also thank our president for introducing free education.
Meanwhile, Nalolo Member of Parliament Imangawa Mnyima thanked his partners and the media for influencing the donation.
We would like to thank the Paul Tembo Foundation and its partners for the donation of 273 pairs of shoes, which means all the learners must get shoes. When I was elected, there was no permanent classroom at Makwibi. There were no desks. And when we visited this school, a story was done about Makwibi. And that story shows you the power of these people here, the media. Don't just see them with cameras there. It is because of the media. A story that was done by Zanis, and who saw that apart from not having a permanent structure, so this video went viral, caught the attention of many people, including the Paul Tembo Foundation. That is how we are here today. So as we encourage and support government policy on education.
Sifwe Mwangala, Zanis, Nalolo District, Western.
Now that item brings us to the end of the news, and we now have the summary of stories that made headlines. President Hichilema hails Zambia-British relations. Zambia records increase in non-traditional exports. RDA invests 2 billion kwacha on Shikabeta Bridge. Plasma allowance in Zambia mourn Vice President Saulos Chilima, who died in a plane crash. Well, on behalf of the entire production team here at Zanis, thank you so much for watching. It has been Margaret Kangwa, and my sign language interpreter has been John Chulu. Stay tuned.